What's happening, guys? I'm Kobe Chow here with Craig McCoy, and welcome to our latest Tuesday training, where every week we bring to you a live training from lead gen and AI all the way to business planning and goal setting.
You have the new version and the old version. We collaborate to make it awesome.
If you want to join and jump on the next Tuesday training, join our school platform below. It's completely free. Click the link below, and we'll see you there.
All righty. How's it going, everyone? Good morning. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Just make sure we got this all set up. So we're not in the normal studio today. We're kind of doing this from a different location here. So we're going to be going over social media again today and just kind of recapping on the first meeting that we had a couple of weeks ago. In that last meeting, we talked more about the strategy and kind of the content ideas you can have behind your platforms. And today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that in the buckets of the buckets of content that you can get, as well as editing and scheduling that content out. Before we get into that, I do have a quick presentation and I want to show you guys the leaderboard for the link competition that we got going on. So let me just share the screen here. Alrighty. So in our Airtable here, we've got our top 3 in the running. We've got Vanessa, Camille, and Brooke. We've got a little bit of a breakdown down here, but a lot of the points for this first round is setting up your business plan and connecting with Craig and Kobe to go over your business plan, as well as setting up your digital presence. So if you haven't done either of those are a good way to get a lot of points and get yourself in the top running there. Go ahead and jump into our presentation here. All right, so as mentioned, we already kind of dove into social media and why it's important to get content. So we're just kind of jump into it. Quick recap on the competition for the social media side. So in order to get points for the social media post, each post is 10 points. So if you're posting 5 times a week, it's an easy way to get points in the running. You need to tag link on any of these posts. So I know a couple of you guys have posted for the competition, which is great. But to get points, tag us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We do have accounts on all of those platforms. For YouTube, it's a little bit more difficult to tag. We don't necessarily want you to put link in your description on every video, but if you're able to add in keywords or hashtags like link brokerages, link advantage to the tag section on your YouTube videos, that would be great. All right, jumping right into it. So again, recapping on the last meeting we had with social media, we talked about content buckets and easier ways to get content. What we do personally for the Link and Hattrick team pages is we'll talk about educational content pieces and tips. So this can be buyer seller tips or market updates. Kind of moving into property and local spotlights. If we have a listing, we will do a lot of neighborhood tips as well as listing tips, and we'll kind of highlight small businesses in the area, try to make yourself look like a market expert. We also have the behind the scenes. So again, if we have a listing, we'll try to do a module or some sort of content around how open houses operate, the best way to do an open house, what a buyer might look like when they walk through the open house, and some of the questions that you can answer. Also, a good way to get some content is through your personal brand. So why you became an agent, talk about any sort of tips that you could help other agents out in their beginning journey of becoming an agent, as well as testimonials, of course. So if you have any sort of listings that just closed, or you're able to use any of the link programs, try to highlight those in some of the content. And moving into the static posts, which we'll get into here in a second, we will be providing static posts that are program related, program highlights. So if you don't want to go out and start filming content and getting on camera right away, you can use some of these static posts that we have already queued up for you guys, and you can just start posting those over the next couple of months. So for some of the video ideas here, one of our ideas that we have pushed out is our content days. So we do a lot of scripted videos. I know some of the agents in this call have been to our content days. So if you go to those, we have scripts available for you as well as the video ideas. So having a strong hook in the beginning, highlighting the property, highlighting the area. Um, at the end of this call, we're going to put this video onto the school platform. And so in that school platform, we're going to have a list of about 50 different script hook video ideas for you guys. So if you don't have the ideas in hand, we will have enough content and video ideas for you to go out and post for the next month and a half, gets you to the end of the year to post some good videos. So we'll have a bunch of different hook ideas. One thing to do with these scripted videos is you can have one idea in mind and put 3 to 4 different hooks in front of that video and kind of make a few different pieces of content based off of one idea. So even though, you know, you might post one video about a specific thing of a property or whatever it is, a lot of the times when people see a video, they're not going to remember that you talked about that exact thing. So it's kind of nice to be able to take one idea or a listing and try to tweak it in a few different ways so that you're able to get a few different pieces of content from that one video or one from that one idea. So we're going to give you a bunch of different script ideas. And then again, I talked about it. We'll be giving you different static post ideas as well. So we have a few templatized um, posts that you can basically go in and alter the text. So the static post will have a photo of a few different properties, and then whether it is a market update, if you want to do a highlight on a specific neighborhood, and try to make yourself an area expert with those static posts, you can pretty much go in and just change the text on those images, and then you'll have a bunch of different static posts for that month. Again, we have the program highlights. If you have a listing, if you just closed or you just listed a property, we do have templatized static posts for that as well. Again, that's all going to be in the school module link, so you can go in there and play around and get a bunch of different ideas out for that. All right, so moving into kind of the chunk of this presentation, batching content and making kind of one day's worth of content into a month or even 2 months worth of content. We try to get a lot of our content at the end of the week so that we have it posted out and scheduled out for the next couple of weeks. And from doing that, you're able to queue up all of these videos so that over time, if you take like a week off or you go on vacation, you still have content to post for the remainder of that week. So we'll go into the studio or we'll go into a content day or a listing and maybe even have a different change of clothes and of course a different scenery so that it looks like, you know, you're kind of in a different area or different space when you're filming that content. So yeah, if you're filming at a listing or you're filming in your home, pick a different spot, have a couple of different backdrops, a couple of different outfits that you can change into just to make a bunch of different content for that day. Kind of going back to the buckets, if you do this kind of location change or these outfit changes, what you can do is film 3 to 4 different buckets in one location, change it up and film the same 3 to 4 buckets of content in a different location, and it's going to give you double content for filming on that same day. We usually will try to record anywhere from like 15 to 20 clips depending on the day and what we're filming. That way we're able to get a couple weeks of content, and so that we're just up ahead a week or two from filming with that day. So it usually depends on what you're filming, but you can take anywhere from 1 to maybe even 3 hours of filming. And then from that filming, maybe spend another 3 to 4 hours editing it. So, you know, you're maybe 6, 7, 8 hours in for the day of filming, but you're able to get yourself a good amount of content, which you should be able to post over the next month or so. So moving on to editing, I know this was a big question that I had in some of my calls with you guys talking about social media. Where do I edit and how do I schedule the content out? So the 2 places that we will edit are TikTok and CapCut. TikTok is going to be more so for quick edits on the fly. If you film something at a location and you want to upload it, you can go directly into the app and just edit it there. You can also do it in Instagram as well, but TikTok is a little bit more user friendly in terms of just editing with captions, trending sounds, things like that. Nice thing with TikTok too, and we'll touch on this in the scheduling part, is you are able to export a video without a watermark through TikTok, and then you can post that on other platforms. That's important because if you post a video with like the Reels Instagram watermark or something else, the algorithm within the app that you're posting doesn't really like it when there's a watermark from another app. So they'll usually put it at the bottom of the queue for people viewing it, and your views might be a little bit lower posting with a watermark. So TikTok is a great place to go in and do on the fly editing. CapCut is going to be our tried and true method, though. Very user friendly editing app. There's also like Premiere and Final Cut. Both of those are paid, and you can do a lot more with editing, but for simple cuts and captions, CapCut is the way to go. Um, if you guys want to see us do a full through edit on CapCut, we are doing a module this week. It should be coming out hopefully next week, where we're going to go in, film different batches of content, and pretty much do the A to Z on what we're talking about in this meeting. But if you guys want a one-on-one, I think it's more valuable to sit down and we can screen share, walking through and editing video with CapCut. So kind of already touched on this, but editing within the app, you can obviously edit on TikTok or Reels. If you edit in TikTok and you want the video saved, what you want to do is edit it, post it, and then it'll save it to your photos so that you don't have the watermark. Obviously, if you don't want the video posted yet, just delete it. It's kind of a timely process to do it that way, but unless you don't want to use CapCut, it's an easy way to edit a video within the app, save it without the watermark, and then obviously just delete it from there. Editing within CapCut, just for rough cuts, captions, and sounds, it's a great thing to use. There are a lot of transitional things you can do within it and just like special effects, not necessary. But again, if you want to dive deeper into it, we can get a one-on-one call and go through CapCut. So for scheduling, same kind of thing. You can either use a third-party website to schedule out your content, or you can do it within the app. Both are fine. There's downsides to both and upsides to both. OneUp is nice because you can go in and log into all of your different platforms and post the same piece of content for as many platforms as you want. So if you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even LinkedIn, you can post the same post all on those platforms, but you do have to pay for it. So it's 17 bucks a month for one account user. But again, it saves time. So if you think $17 is worth your time a month, then I think OneUp is definitely the way to go. Posting within the app, though, same thing. You can go in and post one piece of content, schedule it out, and then you're going to have to go into each platform and do the same thing. So repetitive process, but if you don't want to spend the money on OneUp, then you can still schedule within the app. Again, going back to filming your content, batching it on one day for the next month or so. Aside from filming, aside from editing, you can spend the next, 2 hours scheduling out all your content. It might take you a 10-hour day, but it's going to save you in the long run because for that next month, you don't have to think about scheduling out your content or waking up in the morning and, oh, I got to post this video. So it is easy to kind of just get it all done in 1 or even 2 days, and you'll be set for like the next month. So kind of just wrapping it up here, again, make sure that you are tagging Link on all of your posts. It's an easy way to get points, but just make sure that you're tagging us on those posts. If you guys have any questions in regards to content editing, scheduling, if you need help setting up your accounts, want to talk about any sort of content strategy, you can email me, Jordan@Hattrick Real Estate, or you can schedule a video call with me. I'll put the link in the school platform as well. So you guys can schedule a call and we can hop on there. I think other than that, that's all I had for the presentation. We did want to just highlight that the scheduling and the editing is the hardest part of social media, aside from the content strategy, but we are providing that for you. So we'll have a whole list of ideas within the school module. It should be a Google Drive that you can go in and just pick different ideas that you want to try out. But once you have those ideas filmed, then you can hop on a one-on-one call and we can go through the editing process and even scheduling it out for you so that you should be set for the next month or so. We're trying to get you guys to the end of the year of content. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop out of here. I realized that was kind of a quick presentation. I just ran through that. Let's see what we got here. Does it have to be just real estate posts? Does reposting another agent / link post count? Yeah, so if you have someone that tags you or invites you as a collaborator on Instagram, then you can repost that. I would count that as a post on your page. Um, I think sharing it on your story, I would have to check in with Kobe on that. I don't think that would count, but I will get back to you on that, Brenda. But I think if someone invites you as a collaborator and you're able to actually repost it on your page where it shows up on your feed, then yes, that would count. And then I guess kind of to answer the second part of that, does it have to be real estate related? It doesn't have to be real estate related if it's something to do within like personal brand that's growing you as a brand and you still tag link. I think that is still beneficial. So I would say that counts. Do I feel like subscribing to CapCut Pro is beneficial? I do, because there's a lot of options that you get from CapCut Pro. A lot of the templatized captions, if you want to try to make it your own and super personal, CapCut Pro has a lot of different options there. I want to say in terms of like rough cuts and editing, it's all pretty much the same across the board. But when it comes to the captions and the headlines and the text and everything like that, there's just more personalization to it. But for super basic editing, I think you should be fine without Pro. But we do use Pro, so. Vanessa asked, is there a limit to post to get points? No. The more you post, the better. So you could post 3 times a day, 5 times a week and get 150 points for the week, which I think would be a challenge somewhat. I think it's definitely doable to post 3 times a week, or 3 times a day for 5 times a week. Again, we're going to provide you guys with a bunch of different static posts. And then if you get 1 video out a day, I think that's an easy way to get points. Any other questions? Again, I apologize. I know that was kind of a quick run through. And just to recap again, we will have a module coming out that will show you guys a more in-depth on how to edit. So if you guys have any like specific questions, I'd be happy to hop on a call with you. Let's see. How can we get in touch with you for a one-on-one? If you're part of our school platform, which you should be, because that's another way to get points. Under this, I think today's our 12th Tuesday training. So under that module and Tuesday trainings, I will have my Calendly link. So you can schedule a one-on-one call. And it's only for 30 minutes, but we can go on as long as you want and talk about strategy or whatever it is. Can it be a story or does it need to be a post? That's a good question too. Again, I will talk to Kobe about that. I think for a story post, just because it goes away after 24 hours, maybe we will do a fraction of the points for a post. I think for it to be a full length reel or static post, that's where the 10 points come in. But maybe if it's a story, we can do half of those points or something. But I will note that down and I will ask Kobe. Brooke asked, would Link ever want to be a collaborator on a team or agent's post or just tag? We talked about this. We'd prefer it to be a tag as a collaborator. If we ever did accept it, it goes onto Link's page and just trying to keep consistency in brand. We would want it to be tagged so that I guess selfishly we get the exposure, but it's not on our page. But also in a positive light, to keep consistency across Link's brand, we would want it to be just a tag so that it doesn't go onto our feed. Of course, no worries. Can you guys also share trending hashtags? Yes, absolutely. So in the script ideas, not only are we going to provide scripts and hooks, but we're also going to put in captions. And then within that, we can do tags as well. So just depending on the type of video, it might vary, but we'll put in like the top 5 hashtags that'll be trending. Sweet. And again, thank you to the people that hopped on the one-on-one call already. I feel like we got a lot of insight on what agents will want to see in some of these modules. So that's kind of why we're rolling out this editing module. I know that's kind of a daunting task to be able to go into CapCut or even TikTok and edit some of these videos. So, alrighty. Any other questions? I think Kobe's in here. And I think Andrew's in here if you guys have any questions. Who else do we have? Well, if that's it, again, hop on. Oh, Andrew raised his hand. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, it looks like you have like 9 Q&A questions in the Q&A like chat.
Thank you.
So, yeah, just want to give you a heads up.
Is this I feel like I answered these, or is that
He's been answering them. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were answering them. I just stepped back in.
no,
My
no,
apologies.
it's all good. No worries. Okay. Alyssa asked, is there a thread of everyone's Instagrams so that we can all follow and support each other? That's also a great question. I do have a list of everyone that has joined the competition and that has sent their handles. So I can create a shared doc. Again, I'll talk to Kobe about that. Either we can post it in school or it can live somewhere else, but we can create a shared doc with everyone's handles so that we can all go in and just help each other out there. All righty. Oh, this is a learning curve for me too. The first one I did was with Kobe, so I'm trying to figure out this whole Zoom thing. But all right. Again, any other questions, please either email me or schedule a one-on-one. And then I think with all of that being said, we will catch you guys on the next one. All righty. Thank you all.